Hey Ryan, how are you doing?
Not bad, James. How are you?
We're doing great, thanks very much. Why don't you give us a quick overview? What has NBUD got up its sleeve for 2019?
Yeah, well, as we as we disclosed before going public in late October, early November, building a 25,000 square foot indoor production facility, which we've recently amended our application to include 500,000 square feet of outdoor production. We're located on 95 acres of agricultural land just north of Ottawa, in the province of Quebec. And so obviously seeing the developments and the maturation of the space, companies focusing on kind of a lower cost, but still decent quality biomass inputs, we made the decision to focus on strategizing for outdoor production as opposed to building additional greenhouse space, which we think gives us a very good functional infrastructure moving forward that'll allow us to cater to both the high-end boutique flower market as well as the edible and derivative market with an all-organic, low-cost biomass.
Wow. So I'm looking at your chart right here on the NDI, and it looks like the market's not really aware of the opportunity inherent in all these developments in NBUD. Is that just a function of the fact that you guys kind of went public just before the whole market went soft, and it just really hasn't had a chance to hear the NBUD story yet because there's all these other bigger companies that are making so much noise?
Yeah, and as a smaller company, unlike a lot of our, our other junior companies in the space, we really wanted to focus on execution, achieving some milestones before getting out into the public domain and really promoting what we're doing. Obviously, the way we went public by spinning out an asset from an existing publicly traded company, Tetra Biopharma, did give us some eyes on the stock early in our listing, but we really wanted to focus on making sure that we can deliver on the promises that we set out to build a ultra efficient, low cost, but yet highly productive production facility. I think that some transactions that have occurred recently in the space validate our our market cap being significantly under comparative companies, both private and public deals that have been done, and so we're starting to ramp up our completion of our facility, onboarding operations staff, and obviously looking, like a lot of companies are doing, looking at potential M&A, whether that be a merger, an acquisition, looking to make use of our vehicle to bring more value into the company, but obviously taking a very slow, methodical, and structured approach as we look at some of these deals, both domestically, internationally, in the U.S., etc.
Very cool. So what specifically are you looking for internationally, just out of curiosity?
Value, right. Which is obviously, that's myself personally. I mean, I've been investing in and researching the international space since early 2016. So I've been to Lesotho, I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to all the usual suspects, really, taking stock of who's doing what, where the valuations are, where they should be, and ultimately what is the production capacity of some of these new countries that we see coming online. It's great to have a license, it's great to have a land lease, but ultimately, without a buyer, without a route towards revenue, and an operating facility, a lot of these deals are still a roll of the dice that a company our size just isn't quite ready to make yet. We're looking to see some more deals that are kind of entrenched in real value propositions as opposed to arbitrary valuations. And we're starting to see some of those come around now with some of these new countries that are coming online. So pretty excited to see what'll unfold in the rest of the year.
Sure. How is revenue going to scale for NBUD with just the assets that you have now?
I mean, ultimately, that's going to be determined by the licensing process. We're doing everything on our end, working with CCI, working with David Hyde to make sure that the application is continually being updated as some of the goalposts continue to move on this transition from ACMPR to CTLS. Our goal to have our facility operational near the end of Q1 is still within reach, and obviously we'll be ready to hit the ground running where we've got genetics lined up to bring in under the new Cannabis Act exemption that allows us to bring in genetics from outside the existing system. And so in a perfect world, we should be licensed shortly after completion of the facility and be able to ramp up revenue relatively quickly. The indoor production facility should yield us between 800,000 and 1 million grams a year, which we believe will be higher end product. Obviously, then focusing on the, for us, the real revenue generator being the organic outdoor crop that will likely be on the line for the planting season next year. Should yield us anywhere between 10 and 12 million grams per year, 10 or 12,000 kilos per year of low-cost organic biomass.
Fascinating.
So would put our revenue generating to be close to the end of 2019 into early 2020.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, Ryan, that's a great update. We're going to leave it there for now. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks a lot for having me.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.